PR has often been accused of not having the measurement to go with the fantastic work that PR pros do.
Right.
I think we in the industry know the benefit, but convincing the C-suite has been a little bit harder. Where do you think we're at the moment in that process? Is the C-suite more convinced about what PR and communications can bring to the table?
It's a good question to kick off this discussion, because I'm not sure there's one that's more important. In my opinion, Steve, no, we're not there. We can't constrain ourselves to PR metrics anymore. We need to actually go deliver the data, the metrics, and the coin of the realm that the CEO, the CFO, and the CMO have already acknowledged and anointed. And that has to do with, real reach, real engagement, audience data, conversion metrics, and actual attribution and conversion to revenue.
How do you measure that, though? Because they're very specific things, and often there's a bit of cynicism about content and what it actually brings. How do you measure those sort of things?
Yeah. So how do we actually curate and own relationships with hundreds of millions of digital and social influencers the way we do with millions of media influencers? One, how do we craft stories, campaigns, and content in video to YouTubers and pictures to Instagrammers and traditional PR to traditional media? And how do we actually go more effectively measure and more effectively attribute value? I think we just got to say, hey, that's not really different. It's just a dramatic expansion.
So this isn't your first rodeo. You've brought a suite of services together in other areas, in marketing and in technology areas. Now you're bringing together a suite of tools and services for PR pros. Talk to me about the philosophy behind that and why a suite of services is important. And can people buy into one part of it if they want to, if they don't want the whole thing or don't need the whole thing?
Yeah, I'll answer the second part first, Steve. Of course, they will never be forced to buy the whole thing. They can buy the pieces of the parts of the modules into perpetuity. It was not that long ago where we had to carry a watch, an alarm clock, a pager, a phone, a camera, a flashlight, and a browsing device, 7 different consumer devices. Now we carry one Samsung or Galaxy. Less technology, better integrated, that does a lot more. The communications line of business is kind of the last one to go through that consolidation and get the actual benefits of that consolidation. But for the exact same reasons, every other line of business in the enterprise has done that adoption. We'll see communications do it too. And one of the big examples that we like to use is the Dove Real Beauty campaign that we partnered with Edelman on. And they've done it on the back of earned. Right? They didn't do paid model spokespeople. They didn't buy ads. They literally got first influencers and then millions of real people to do this amazingly effective campaign that gets measured, tweaked, and optimized with help of technologies like Cision to run what I think is one of the most successful, earned media campaigns in a huge industry that is paid dominant that we've seen in a long time.
Iconic and long-lasting.
And it keeps going.
Yeah.
I mean, the ad budget, to keep this going the way it's gone, imagine the ad spend you'd have to do to even approach that, right? You'd be approaching $100 million.
What happens now? Are you taking stock, and are there more acquisitions on the way? You've got some funding, you've got some the basis of some investment there. What are we going to see over the next 6 to 12 months?
Yeah, I think the core acquisition set has been done. We don't need to do any more acquisitions to kind of fulfill this vision of, one, put it all together so there's one integrated platform, the way marketing and sales and finance have, which is this communication cloud. 2, launch our Cision ID and Influencer Graph, which is that closed loop reporting. So instead of the communications person just showing up with coverage and share of voice and sentiment, they literally can show up with verifiable reach, engagement, web conversion, shopping cart conversion, and hard dollars.
Great. Well, we look forward to tracking the progress, and thanks for coming in. Really
Thank you.
Great to chat and find out more about what you're doing.
Likewise, Steve. Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.